At one point, my client Alex and I at Deal.ai were spending $6,000 a day on ads. That's anywhere between 700 to 800 leads that we were getting daily, with 12 to 20 sales calls being booked onto our closers' calendars. But more importantly, we were collecting cash at a rate that we could hardly track at all. But what nobody tells you is with that kind of growth, how much of a mess it can become if you don't have the right systems in place. Now, if you're new here, welcome. This channel is all about making money with sales call funnels, more specifically the direct call funnel. This is what I use in my business and my clients' businesses, just like Ben, who I was able to take from $8,000 to $100,000 a month in 3 months, or Alex from Deal.ai from $0 to $250,000 a month in recurring revenue in just 60 days, and even myself from $0 to $100,000 a month with a brand new product in a new market. But today, I want to show you what goes on the other side of hyper success, the ops pressure, the systems, the things that break if you don't handle your growth properly, and more importantly, everything that we did to survive it. So if you're spending money on ads or planning to scale, here's what nobody tells you when it actually starts working. Now let's take it back to where it all began. When I first became part of Deal.ai, it's not what you see it as now, this AI marketing agency tool with a high ticket backend. It used to be a platform for mergers and acquisitions, the buying and selling of businesses. And if you don't know what that means, well, that's exactly why we changed it. Nobody could really understand how it was that they would get results with what it was that we were selling. So we pivoted, and we were the first people to take AI marketing agency into the mass market of consumers. And let me tell you, it went nuclear, or as Peter Kell would say, batshit nuclear. We were able to take our ad spend from $1,000 to $4,000 to $6,000 a day, where we're getting anywhere between, I kid you not, 700 to 800 leads per day. We actually had to switch out of Go High Level into a dedicated CRM because Go High Level just would not work at the rate at which we were sending traffic into this thing. And all was well. We had setters booking calls with closers. We were making money. We were actually growing, but it wasn't all that meets the eye. The initial excitement from having this big breakthrough very quickly turned into overwhelm. Now, while the calendar was packed and it looked perfect, our show rates were terrible. But not only that, the lead quality was really inconsistent. Now, the closers didn't have most of the burden of lead quality because everybody was going through setters, but I had to field endless complaints and questions from the 8 to 9 setters that we had working at the time, calling and working all the leads. But what made matters worse is that the team was burning out. There was so much growth and so much change that there was just chaos, and high potential opportunities were just getting buried inside of our CRM. And we had a very difficult time trying to recuperate all the potential that we were leaving on the table. We were growing as fast as humanly possible because we wanted to own this market, but it came at the price of knowing what it was that we were doing and truly being rallied and being prepared. It's like going to the gym and starting to lift a 500-pound deadlift if you've never lifted a weight before. Sure, maybe some people can do it with the right amount of steroids and pre-workout, but it's not sustainable. And truthfully, we were scaling chaos more than we were actually scaling the business. And the root cause of all these problems was just there was a lack of prioritization. Leads weren't getting scored, they weren't getting tagged, they weren't getting segmented. And while I was doing my best to hold everything together, the setters just had to rely on using their own judgment, and everybody was kind of doing their own thing. There was very little standardization of processes or scripts or sales methodology, and it was really tricky to follow up and stay on top of who showed, who didn't, and what was going on after we booked the sales call. And the faster we scaled the ads, the worse that these challenges became. And here's why it's actually a bigger problem than it might sound, is because when you're getting 800 leads a day and scaling the business 8x, you're going to get 8x the problems. But worse off, the inefficiency of your system will diminish your profit margin. Think about Amazon. If you've read any of the stories of Jeff Bezos or Jack Ma with Alibaba, they have some of the tightest operational processes on earth because there is such a sheer volume of packages leaving to go to consumers every single day that if any one piece of it is broken or off, this is why they time their employees' bathroom breaks. They cannot have a moment of downtime with that much volume going through the system. And the thing is, if you haven't trained the intuition of your team, you cannot trust their judgment to solve problems on the fly because they just don't know how to solve them. The business wasn't breaking because we were making too much money or because we were getting too much leads. The business was breaking because it wasn't designed, the system wasn't set up to support the amount of leads and the amount of money that we were actually making. And this is where most founders go wrong. They scale cash before they scale their back end. How many stories have you heard about agencies that just can't deliver or fulfill on their promises? Well, usually they're so focused on saying yes and taking money from anybody who will give it to them that they don't actually have the time to be proactive in just figuring out who we should be taking money from and how we can support them after they have paid us. Because the thing is, your customers' money is only your money if you deliver. Customers pay when they want something that you have, but if you don't give them that, they want their money back. And here's how we fixed it. Over the course of around a week to 2 weeks during our hypergrowth, I took the moment to remove any and all judgment calls from our sales process, meaning every single setter working on our team team just had to follow a simple decision-making logic tree to get someone to book a call. But not only that, that meant that our calls all showed up the same, our qualification was still the same, and we were all unified on what a good lead meant for everybody. But one of the biggest benefits of standardizing the sales process is that the amount of time on the phone got cut in half. We took sec calls down from 25 minutes to about 5 to 8 minutes. I had a call that I did in 3 minutes and 50 seconds flat trying to prove the quality of the system. That showed up, mind you. And if you don't think you can have 3-minute set calls, well, believe me, you don't know what it means to set. The second thing we did is we automated follow-up and lead scoring, so it was infinitely easier to stay on track of who was worth speaking to again, who had potential, and who wasn't. This took place in redesigning the CRM and implementing some workflows and being religious about monitoring everybody's activity to make sure they were following the process and training the behavior so it became a new standard inside of the business. And as a result of this, we were able to book 12 to 18 qualified sales calls each and every day with a 60 to 70% show up rate. But the best part is that the team and everything was able to stabilize and there was a lot less burnout. People could actually manage their workflow and get their day done when they wanted to end the day. There's no longer this feeling of, oh, I need to chase and work late into the evening to catch up and hit my KPIs. They could easily and effortlessly hit their KPIs during their working hours and be able to just shut off at night, recover, and show up to the next day. And when the lead quality got stable, the quality of customer got better, and the back end was able to catch up with the front end of the business, and things completely evened out. And we found a nice, cool, calm rhythm for supporting the scale that we were at and continuing to grow the revenue. And after a few months of sustainable operations, we actually pivoted the business into an MRR, more traditional SaaS model. And that's why if you look up Deal.ai today, you see that there is a couple low ticket ways that you can start with a subscription basis. And the reason why we did that is because Alex's intention was to build to sell for exactly the reasons that I just told you. It is so much easier to hand a business off to somebody that has fewer employees and a more sustainable revenue model that doesn't need to be managed by people making judgment calls or having a sales team. Because sales teams aren't easy. Unless you know how to do what it is that we have done, most people can't do it. Most people can't step into a team of setters and straighten them out and get them to execute. Most people can't manage 12 to 18 sales calls a day and sustaining the sales performance and ability that needs to be maintained on a consistent basis to achieve such returns on ad spend and to achieve such hyper growth. The high ticket model is a phenomenal way to bring a business into the market, just like we did with Deal.ai, but pivoting that or using those customers to buy some sort of recurring backend or SaaS is a great way to make the business sellable so you don't have to hold on to it forever. And this is the exact same model that you see Alex running right now. If you look up bookdaddy.ai, he's using the exact same model that we did back then to bring hypergrowth to that business, and it's his go-to strategy for just about anything that he builds. So if your funnel is working and leads are pouring in, congratulations, you solved one of the hardest parts of business, getting attention. But get this, more leads don't fix a broken business, it only exposes it. And the teams that scale are the ones that are able to turn chaos into structure, just like I was able to do with Alex at Deal. And it starts by removing the need for decision-making in places where it doesn't belong. So if you found this video helpful, hit that like button and comment your biggest insight down below. And if you want to see more videos like this about how to hit hyperscale with direct call funnels, then hit that subscribe button and check out more content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.